Hello friends, welcome to the channel Physics by IITians.
Hello friends, this is the next revision class of the thermodynamics and statistical mechanics courses, and I request you to watch the previous video so that you can get the solution of the remaining questions that have already discussed. So in this video lecture, we shall basically to cover the advanced topic of statistical mechanics. The questions are discussed from the previous 2019 December CSIR NET physical science paper. So let's start the video. The question is the Hamiltonian of three Ising spins S1, S2 and S3, each taking values plus minus 1 and is H equals to minus J into S1, S2 plus S2, S3 minus H into S1, where J and H are positive constants. The mean value of S3 in equilibrium at a temperature T is 1 by kV into beta. So that is tan hyperbolic cube beta J, tan beta H into tan hyperbolic square beta J, sin hyperbolic beta H, sin hyperbolic square beta J, 0. So this kind of questions actually are very common. Okay, so the Hamiltonian are given like this way and the spin values are plus or minus 1. So you have to find out the mean value of S3. So how do you find out the mean value? First of all, you should know the total Hamiltonian for this different configuration of S1, S2, S3. So suppose I take all these S1, S2, S3 values as plus 1. What will be the H value? H value is minus J into 1 into 1 plus 1 into 1 minus H into 1. So minus J into 2 minus H. So minus 2J minus H. Similarly, if we take the 2 plus 1 and 1 is minus 1, then we get several combinations. So 1, 1 minus 1 will give you minus H, 1 minus 1, 1 will give you 2J minus H, 1 minus 1 minus 1 will give you minus H, minus 1, 1, 1 give you plus H, minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 give you 2J plus H, minus 1 minus 1 plus 1 give you plus H, minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 will give you minus 2J plus H. Okay, so what will be, how do you find out the average spin? Now you have to calculate the partition function, right? So whenever you face this kind of questions, first of all you find out the energy values, then you take the partition function, that is e to the power minus beta sum of e to the power minus beta epsilon I, and if epsilon I will give you the epsilon 1, epsilon 2, epsilon 3, and you have to take sum of all the terms. So the first term will give you e to the power minus beta into minus 2J minus H plus 2 into e to the power beta H. Now look here, minus 2J minus H and minus 2J. Look here, this is minus 2J minus H and it has no degeneracy, right? Minus 2J minus H, this only one term. But this minus H, there are also minus H. So it has a degeneracy of 2 because the same energy but two different levels. So GI factor will be 2. Let us take this one, that is 2J minus H. So there are no 2J minus H terms, so it has degeneracy of 1. This is plus H. There are 2 plus H terms, so degeneracy is 2. 2J plus H term, it has no degeneracy. And minus 2J plus H also has no degeneracy. So you have to include degeneracy factor 2 where there are two same energy levels. So this beta H is 2, minus beta H there will be 2 factor, otherwise these are the single energy levels. And you calculate the partition function and then you simplify, you will get the partition function value as 4 cos hyperbolic beta H cos beta 2J plus 1. Now if any quantity you want to find out, that is xi average, it is like sum of, for the classical case I have already given you the last in the previous lecture, that this will be integration or continuous function and this is a quantum or discrete values here, so you have to take the summation. So this is sum of phi pi xi. So this pi is S3 average is p1 into 1 plus p minus 1 into minus 1, as this mean value of S3 can be plus 1 or minus 1. So the probability of P as probability of S3 as plus 1 or probability of S3 as minus 1. So we can take that S average is this is the partition function, that is this is the overall S3 value divided by Z. So P1, that is the probability for the 1 plus P of minus 1, that is probability for the spin minus 1. Okay, so calculate Calculate this and you will get this answer as tan hyperbolic beta h tan hyperbolic square beta j. So friends, this kind of questions needs your technical ability to solve questions as much as possible. So that's why I request you this kind of question you should practice before the exam. And the next question is the free energy of a magnetic system as a function of its magnetization m is F equals to half a m square minus 1 by 4 b m to the power 4 plus 1 by 6 m to the power 6. A and B are positive constant. Now at a fixed value of A, the critical value of B above which the minimum of F will be at a non-zero value of magnetization is how much? First of all, understand what are the data that have been given. First, this free energy, that is the F, and this is given as a function of magnetization M. And it is given as half a m square minus 1 by 4 b m to the power 4 plus 1 by 6 m to the power 6. A, B are positive constant. Now this critical value of B and a fixed value of A, the F minimum value of F will be at a non-zero value of magnetization. So you have to find out the minimum of F. So F equals to half a m square minus 1 by 4 b m to the power 4 plus 1 by 6 m to the power 6. Let us take this m square as t. So it will be easy for us to handle this power like a into t minus 1 by 4 bt square plus 1 by 6 t cube. So df dt should be minimum, that is half a plus minus half into bt plus half t square should be equals to 0. So it will give you t square minus bt plus a is 0. So t is minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac by twice a. So here minus of minus b, that is plus b, plus minus root over of b square minus 4 into a into 1 divided by 2 into 1. So we get t value for alpha equals to, let us take this one plus value and let us take beta as minus value. So now we have to consider the minimum value of f, that is d2f by dt2 should be greater than 0. Okay, so let us find out that d2f by dt2 value is greater than 0, that is positive value or negative value. For alpha, we get d2f dt2 is positive. For beta, we get d2f dt2 is negative. So we have to consider the minima of alpha, that is this one. So now put this f minima value as half at minus 1 by 4 bt square plus 1 by 6 t cube into. So f minima will give you that a half into a into, in place of t, we put the value of alpha, you get this is less than 0. So this value above which f is minimum. So b is 4 root a by root 3, that is root 16 by 3. So the answer is B. So the critical value of B for which the minimum of f will be appearing at a non-zero magnetization, that is root 16a by 3. So what we have to do here, first of all, we just find out the minimum value of f, and so for that we have to take the first order derivative as 0 and the second order derivative as positive. So that will give you the minimum of f, and that is the concept here. So friends, I think this much is enough for today's video. Please keep revising each and every topic. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share with your friends. You can join the test series with a minimum cost, and the registration link, payment link has been given. You can subscribe to our channel, share with your friends for more updates. Thank you.